welcome. I should do what the ASMR people do.
That.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
And then you go on the other side of the microphone. See, you do it better than I do. I can't even do a good whispery voice. Let me try.
Okay, go ahead.
Welcome to the show. No, see, because I'm too deep.
Oh.
I can't do a whisper.
Today we're going to be talking.
Okay. Stop it.
Okay, today is episode 239, and we are doing our very first ever bikini edition.
Yep. Except mine is a one-piece edition.
Oh, swimsuit edition.
Swimsuit edition.
Of the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Miss America pageants, get rid of the swimsuits.
We're adding them.
We're adding them.
What did you think about that move?
To me, it's like, look, we're still judging your body. No matter how much you... Because, like, let's not pretend like this is a you know, what do they call it? It's not a pageant. It's a... what do you get when you go to school and you get a...
What
scholarship.
Are you saying? Oh,
it's a scholarship program.
What about it? What are you saying?
That's what this joke was in the movie Miss Congeniality, when she was like, well, this is just so dumb. All these beauty pageants. And they're like, it's not a beauty pageant. It's a scholarship program. And that was like the running joke. But we're like, yeah, it's a beauty pageant.
I have a confession.
You've entered. You did enter.
One time.
You should. You're exactly what they're looking for.
Oh my God. You're exactly what they're looking for. That's like the worst insult ever.
No, you're smart, you're beautiful, and you're witty, and you're quick on your feet. And you have a hidden talent, playing the banjo. Hello? Why aren't you winning?
I really should continue.
I mean, for sure. Mrs. America?
But you saying that it's for a scholarship made me think of it, because that's how they roped me in.
See?
I was about to start college and I had to pay for it myself, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? I know, by
throwing away $5,000 of my own money at the opportunity to win. What was the did you have to do? Tell me the whole process, Suze.
Think of the humiliation that I did not win Miss Pittsburgh. Think about the competition on that.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Pittsburgh 12.
I really
everybody
ruined.
From Pittsburgh is going to be like, Sarah.
I really
all beautiful.
I messed up in the final question.
What? Susie, this is great. What did they say?
The question was, how do you want to be remembered?
And you answered reality television.
I wasn't. I was only 18.
Tell me.
Maybe I was 17.
What did you say?
I think I said, like, as a good friend or something stupid.
Oh, but that's how I'll remember you.
I think they were just looking for a little bit more.
Like depth.
Little meat there. Yeah. And because that's all that I was bringing to the
for real,
table.
that is, I think, if you were to look at what somebody would want to be remembered as, like, you really peel back the layers of any bullshit answer somebody gives. Sorry, Linda. And I don't know how she feels about shit. Is that kind of like...
She feels bad about it.
Probably all of it. So, okay. Sorry. Apologies. You know, but if you really break that down, I think that is the most pure, genuine answer.
Thank you, Sarah.
Like, because I think it's very Mr. Rogers. Like, what would he say? And he would probably say, I would want to be remembered as being a good friend.
True.
And we're all like,
or like
bawling
showing
when
love.
he dies. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
what did they give as who said the right answer?
Yeah, too bad you weren't on the panel. You know what? I'm a woman of color won, so I'm happy about that. Mm-hmm. But they did.
If it can't be Susie, it better be a woman of color.
Right. I mean, I was embarrassed at the time, though. It wasn't like I thought it was super cool or anything.
Really?
I didn't tell anybody
that
I was in it or anything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was like...
You were just born for the stage. That just wasn't your arena. That was too small for you. You were like, I need to milk this for at least 10 more years.
Did you ever think about competing?
Oh. At what stage of my life? When I had during the Tuesday sacrifice stage, during my plus size stage, during my dress like a boy stage.
I would have
when
loved
I wore
to
boxers,
see more women like that.
I would have loved to too, but they would have been like, janitorial services are that way, ma'am. Who would think I was just there to clean the toilet?
Why do you think it's the case that women that are more stereotypically Barbie-esque are more inclined to participate than someone like you who
The same
is
reason.
so beautiful, but just a different style.
The same reason I'm going out for the sports teams, because I know that I know what I got.
Yeah.
And they know what they got. We just happen to have different things.
The sad thing is, I thought maybe I had what it took.
You do. You just
I did
didn't
make
have
the top 10.
Okay, for real.
But I mean, come on.
Listen, that broad was probably just giving HJs to the panel. I'm sure she's a nice lady.
Can you imagine judging
No.
a
You
pageant?
know who
like
has?
that? Who?
Our friend,
Tori.
Kenny Santucci.
Oh my God. Stop.
He's judged some sort of, oh my God, it was like in New Jersey, something.
Miss
but
Italian America or
something like that.
Oh my God. Wow. There are Mrs. pageants.
Yeah.
Would you ever?
No.
Your face.
I'm not doing anything. I have a few friends who have done bikini competitions, and they got in
like,
such good shape. Yep.
Yes,
like
building
bodybuilding.
yeah.
And
fitness
competitions. Thank you. They were all probably screaming that at me too. And yeah, shout out to Mariana and to Alyssa. They both did it, and they looked amazing.
It's an interesting way to live.
I also
though.
know that it was misery. Like they were not like, you just do it because you're like, I've committed to this and I'm going to like follow it through.
It's a way of life.
But I don't want to be like, you know what's part of that life? Not wine.
Well, okay, but at least with the fitness ones, they have male and female versions.
Oh my gosh. I did not think about this.
That makes it better for me.
We need a contest for...
I've seen one. I saw a male pageant on TV. It was like a reality...
Boy pageants for boys.
And they were, making them walk on do the whole thing just like Miss America.
Silly. If we laugh about it that much when it's boys, then we should be not having it for girls because it makes
gendered.
it feel, yes. Okay, so tell me about the boy one.
Well, I
boy
remember
pageants.
it must have been having something to do with relationships, though, or maybe not. But one of the questions they asked was like, "What's the cornerstone of a good relationship?" And they would bring them all out, and they all had the same question, and they all said communication. So.
Well, I will say that is the number one cited reason for couples therapy. Well.
Right, but it's like...
That's like basic.
Come on.
We all know that. Yeah.
You're supposed to say friendship. That's what I said, and that's what cost me the crown.
The crown, the sash, the saber. What if it were? They do sometimes.
I know, yeah, they have all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Would you... Okay.
What?
Here's the question. You have a daughter.
Yeah.
She's 7. Mm-hmm. The one thing she wants more than anything is to be in a pageant. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Why does she want that?
She just does. Because you got the daughter who's like, she's like making you do her nails all the time. She's like playing dress up with you. She only wants pink everything. And she's doing pageants, and she also wants you to do makeup in the pageant. You have to. She's like, Mom, put
keep
makeup.
adding things to it.
This is my scenario.
Well, why is this? Yeah, but why are you just asking me? What would you do?
Well, balls in your court. You have to answer first.
Well, I don't mean to be offensive to people that love pageants because, like Tori was in it, and a lot of people really love it and say they build self-esteem, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for me, the same way that I wouldn't let my son play football because I think it damages his
absolutely.
brain.
Oh my God, that's a really good, and that's a good.
I couldn't be supportive of something that I think is not
damaging in the long run.
Yeah, especially to body image and stuff.
Yeah,
because I know what happens to someone who's exposed to unrealistic body image, which is what I was exposed to my whole life, and it makes you messed up.
Oh my God, it sure does.
But I get the impulse. Everything in society tells us that's what we're supposed to aim for.
Yeah.
But I couldn't support it.
Yeah. I'd probably be the same as you.
Yeah.
I would probably try to translate those kind of desires
into
something.
Of stuff
yeah.
You could do.
I would be like, okay, what can we do? I know. I'm just going to teach her how to sew, and she's going to make her own princess dress. Yeah, because it's about something.
Because if it's just about vanity, we got a
then
problem.
we got it. Then something was wrong that we did. It's our fault.
I gotta undo this.
Yeah, I gotta undo that. That's a really good. Yeah. So we gotta channel that energy into something else.
But I mean, I don't mean any disrespect if you're really into those things, because I do know that some good can come from it. Like, they make good friends, and but it's just not for me.
And I think there's probably a lot of catty. Like, I wonder what the behind the scenes, because little girls can be really mean.
I can't support something that really is mainly about how you look.
Yeah.
And that if you were bigger or looked different, that you wouldn't be allowed.
For sure.
Or you wouldn't be.
I'm like Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
So if I'm going there, it's going to be in my natural. We're wearing a black one piece.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I remember I was just thinking about you because I got a swim cap.
Oh, it's so cute. Yes.
And you were the first person I knew that ever wore a swim cap in public. Or maybe in private, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when we were in Thailand on the ruins, you had one and all the boys made fun of you. Mm-hmm. And do you still wear that thing ever?
If I need to swim. Anytime I'm swimming. It's like the only thing that makes sense. I wear a swim cap because that is exactly what I said when they were like, who wears a swim cap? And I go, I don't know, anybody who competitively swims. That was like my exact line. I can still remember how angry I was when they said that. And I was like, are you seriously asking me? I'm doing, because here's the thing. Mm-hmm. What I was doing was training. Like, I'm in the water doing something physical. Like, nobody asks the boys when they're lifting weights, why are you wearing that sweatband, as you're doing squats?
Yeah, it serves a purpose.
It serves a purpose. But they're like, oh, this isn't how we like to see the ladies, so I'm going to keep swimming, whatevs.
If you are going to be doing squats, though, I recommend using Beachbody.
Yep. You can do 12 minutes of them and get just as strong as Susie.
Yes, I'm super into Beachbody. It's basically like a Netflix type situation, but for
that's a really good
workout.
way to think about it.
Yeah, like whatever you're into, they have a video for you: P90X or yoga or Brazil butt lift. I should try that.
Yeah. Ooh, it's fun and the music's good.
Have you tried it?
I mean, I've checked it out.
Because I've been working on my arms, but I need a butt to match.
Oh, for sure.
I need a badonkadunk.
Oh. Listen.
It'll be like a badunk.
Okay, good. Don't be the only one with a badonkadunk around here.
It's such a great deal. If you're like me and don't want to go to the gym, or if you just want to have the convenience of being able to work out wherever you are, you can have a 10-minute quick workout like I do, or you can go crazy and do one of those long ones. I really want you guys to try this service because I want you to do it with me and let me know what videos you like. I have people tweeting to me and saying what they like. Right now, our listeners get a special free trial membership when you text Brain Candy, all one word, no spaces, to 303030. You get full access to the entire platform for free, all the workouts, nutrition information, and support totally free. Just text Brain Candy, all one word, to 303030. And I've lost some weight, but more importantly, I feel stronger.
Feeling good.
Yeah. But yeah, that swim cap thing was so weird because you really were the only person on the show who was different. Like,
oh, thank you.
Well, in a good way, though.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you didn't try to do the typical fake tits,
right. No.
like all the makeup, the weaves, and not that there's anything wrong with those
I ain't got
things.
time for that.
But you were totally different.
Crossword puzzling.
Were there other people that you met along the way that were similar to you? Because I don't know anybody.
The only one I felt like was similar, you know who I felt like was a little bit danced to the beat of her own drum? Christina. Remember blonde Christina, who we became friends? Like, we hung out with her a couple times outside the show. She went to my birthday party. She's like hippie, gypsy kind of gal.
Yes.
I think she's different. Mm-hmm. And I also think I would throw Tori into that. I feel like
she is.
She's
sporty.
Yeah, and I feel like she's my tribe, you know? Like, we fall out of the same tree.
Yeah, because she's sporty, but she's not one of those, like...
And we don't mind being silly. Like, we can, like, make funny faces and, like, if you're going to be like...
Self-deprecating.
Yes. If you're like, hey, I got a camera, pose, there's a 90% chance one of us are doing a funny face.
Okay.
Or bunny ears that you hate.
Let me talk to you about that self-deprecating thing.
Yeah.
Because there was an article in the New York Times recently by a woman who was saying that female PhDs and doctors of any kind should include doctor in their Twitter handle or like Twitter name.
Yeah.
And it's always sort of been frowned upon in academia to like make a big fuss about your doctorate and like insist on people calling you that or whatever.
Yeah.
And I bought into that. And then when I read the article and the statistics that it included, which were about how when someone introduces a man, they
Yes.
are this many times more likely to include their title versus a woman. And how basically, if you want people to think that you are credentialed or legitimate, that you're going to kind of have to be your own hype person.
Yes, you are.
And so I put doctor in mine. And 2 people already noticed.
I
like,
love it. I didn't even see it. Good
they
for
were
you,
like,
Suze.
Suze,
You should.
I love that you're...
You definitely should. I'm a full supporter of this.
Really?
Yes. In
Okay,
fact,
I
I got the first taste of that when my friend who's a doctor who married
Heather?
another doctor, yes.
Yeah.
I went to her wedding, and he had not yet
Yeah.
achieved his doctorate or MD or whatever. Same thing.
Yeah.
So they announced it as Dr. and Mr. Hoffman.
I love that.
And I was like, get it, girl.
wow.
Yeah.
And he's a doctor now?
Now he's a doctor. And he was just like, he's a urologist, I think.
Wow. Doctors.
Doctors, both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like torn about it because I generally prefer self-deprecation and sort of...
Oh, yeah, it should be. It should look just like that. Dr. Susie Meister. And then all those big D-bags who want to troll you can be like...
But it doesn't stop it anyway
I
because
know.
they always end up saying like,
Oh,
doctor
you think you're
of
so
this.
smart? Yeah. Stupid.
And they where there's a will, there's a way with those people in minimizing what you've accomplished. So I've kind of let go of hoping that anyone will respect me.
I respect
Not
you,
because of
Suze.
anything I did, but because people, if you're a woman, people are determined to not value you. But I don't know, like, do you think it's kind of like silly?
No.
Okay.
I'm fully in support of this.
All right. You don't think there's like a...
I'm going to start introducing myself as Sarah after I get my master's. Sarah
Yeah.
Master of the Arts.
That is the problem with that, is that you don't get like a
No, you don't get a cool
name in
title.
front of
Well, you know, you've dedicated more years than I have. And far more book reading.
All
oh my
right.
gosh, your Diet Coke
I know.
just made their static.
That's probably a bad sign about
That's
like what I'm
weird.
putting in my body.
Yeah.
What else is new?
So, how about how the bubonic plague is in the United States?
What are you saying?
First,
Wait.
This just in: the bubonic plague is back.
What is the bubonic plague?
So, it is a plague passed through fleas and the bites of fleas.
Get out.
And there has been the first human case in 26 years of a 14-year-old boy in Idaho.
Get out of town.
And I didn't
Is
even...
it lethal?
Well, they say that the antibiotics that we have today fight it off, but if we didn't before antibiotics, 66% of those infected died. And now, pretty much all it's treatable. But the symptoms are still horrific.
What do
And
they
the problem
treat it
is
with?
when it's spread. Like a strong antibiotic or something like that. But, there was in Madagascar, just recently, I want to say like last year, there was an infestation, well, like what do they call it? A outbreak of bubonic plague that killed 200 and infected 2,000.
Well, wait. So why did it go away?
I don't know.
We had
That's a
fleas
good
under
question.
control, or
Maybe. I don't know. This area of Idaho has been tested, like squirrels and stuff from 2015 and 16 have been tested
Squirrel?
positive because it starts in small rodents and stuff like that. And then they get, it goes to bigger animals.
okay. You know the circle of
So,
life.
I'm familiar. Like the
Well-
Lion King song or just general idea?
General.
Okay.
What is the point of rodents? We don't eat them. They don't pollinate shit. What good are those guys?
Yeah, what good are they? Same with mosquitoes. Do we know about that? You
That's
know what?
gotta be-
the
they've got-
argument, I think, for even
Frogs
rats
eat those.
and for mosquitoes, some would say that it's what do you call it? Like population control. Like
Yeah.
a result of just having
Weed out the bad
Maybe like we're like, oh, with bad blood.
Okay, but frogs eat mosquitoes, so that's a part of the circle of life. Does anybody eat rats?
Yeah, like birds of prey.
Oh, yeah.
Owls,
yeah.
Owls.
Snakes.
All
right.
Snakes.
Okay, never mind.
Snake circle of life over here. Those are necessary.
I really thought we had like hit a dead end with the circle.
Yeah.
Like it was an offshoot. Because I really, like, they're bringing bubonic plague on them.
Yeah, it really freaks me out. And then I start thinking, like, is this something that has anything to do with those weirdos not vaccinating their kids? Are we, like, getting the bubonic plague from that?
I'm going to get letters. Dahlia's going to get letters. Anytime we bring up anything to do with...
Well, guess what?
I'm fine with it.
You know, show me where are your peer-reviewed studies?
I'm still waiting.
Still waiting. Tell me
They love sending links, though. They like links.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you love non-sciencey, non-researched, you know, written by that same guy who's in his parents' – that's what that kid in his parents' basement is doing.
So, wait. You're telling me this 14-year-old –
Yes.
What are the symptoms?
I'm telling you that 8 people in 1990 were diagnosed with the bubonic plague in Oregon. And they kind of got that under control.
Clearly.
Yeah. It says symptoms of the plague occur within 2 to 6 days of exposure, and they include fever, chills, headache, and weakness.
I mean, I feel like I
know. I was like, that's like a Tuesday. That's like any time before wine or coffee.
Right. That doesn't sound so bad. Yeah. That sounds like every day.
It says the Center for Disease Control say the plague cases in humans in the United States occur mainly in 2 regions. Northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, southern Colorado area, and California, southern Oregon, and far western Nevada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it says you just have to make sure that your pets are flea and tick, you know. And I haven't done that this season, so.
So maybe that's why you have those symptoms.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that.
That tick thing's a real problem.
They freak me out.
They used to not be so common, and now it's like a whole thing.
Guess what I met? Who I met. You're never going to guess. I'm giving you no background. Remember how we talked about a tick bite that can make you...
Yeah, Lone Star.
I met somebody who was bit by that tick and now has that.
And what are they eating? Not
red meat. And they said they're worried about duck because they're thinking maybe that's the one. They don't want to experiment.
Duck, though, normally?
Well, this person is in the culinary world and used to be able to eat it. And then at about high school... all of a sudden got really these rashes anytime she would eat red meat or anytime certain meats, and found out, and it was like just recently she said this has become like a thing, and her husband was like, oh my God, because I brought this up like at the dinner table like you do, and she goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe her husband was like, oh my God, I can't believe you just brought that up. She has that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast because it's a real thing.
That's nuts.
What are the chances that I'm sitting, next to? She was sitting next to me at dinner, and she had that freaking tick. And it was the week that episode came out.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, she's for sure going to have gaps in her diet that she should fill with Ritual vitamins.
Oh, my God. I just finished my first bottle, and guess what showed up right in time? Another one.
So awesome.
It was great.
I love that.
And then I was like, look at how consistent I am.
Yeah.
Because it meant like it showed
impressive.
up like when there was still some extra. So I know I missed a few days there.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, perfect timing.
That is
I don't
great.
have to do anything. I don't even have to think about it.
Ritual is a subscription vitamin service, and that's real nice and convenient. But for me, the clincher is how they taste so good, like mint, because they have peppermint oil. And they're time released, so when you take them, you don't get that nauseous, sick feeling, which I hate. And so those, to me, are the critical things that make this a no-brainer. I have vitamin D deficiency, but most people aren't going outside enough. So get your vitamin D. It has omega-3 in there. And it'll fill in the gaps that your diet leaves. And like Sarah said, it sends it right when you need it, but if you miss a few days, you can snooze your order to catch up. 95% of women don't get the vitamins and minerals they need on a daily basis, and Ritual created the smarter vitamin with 9 essential ingredients women lack most. Go to ritual.com/braincandy, choose clean ingredients backed by science, sign up now at ritual.com/braincandy.
It'll become like a ritual. I get it now. Daily. I get that. I see you, Ritual.
Okay. Wait a minute. All right. So that lady's got Lone Star tick
disease.
bite. Tick disease.
Yeah, or whatever they call it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real bummer.
Yeah, and she said chicken's still fine. Fish is okay.
Good. Pork's fine.
Kind of, yeah, but not the red meat.
But why is duck maybe?
Because it's darker. That's what we were still like, we don't know. We don't even want to try at the table.
What happens
we were like
to her
ordering
if she eats it?
She goes into anaphylactic shock, like has like hives or like gets really puffy and inflamed. And the doctor said she can take a whole bunch of antihistamines or do like almost like prep with like an EpiPen before if she wanted to eat it. But what's the point?
No.
You know? So she's like, oh, I just don't risk it. But crazy, man. Full circle.
I love how you're doing that at like cocktail parties.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Look, this is where I use 90% of my information. I like say it, practice it on here, and then take it out into real life.
Did you? I'm sure you heard that story about how Sarah Huckabee Sanders was kicked out of that restaurant.
No.
What?
No.
So she was eating at a restaurant, and they were like, "You're going to have to leave because we don't support your political."
Oh, I did not.
Whatever.
Wait. Okay, I maybe read about that, and that said it's
this
the
was
same.
a huge deal,
right? But I was thinking that maybe you were going to go the direction of the lady who was yelled at the Mexican restaurant, where they said, "We don't want you here," and she was eating Mexican food right
that
after.
Was
like
days apart.
Okay.
This was all happening at once.
Okay.
Because, they were putting the kids in cages.
And
then,
everybody was freaking out because as they should be. Okay, so Sarah
so she went out to dinner, and they...
Oh, she didn't like it when people didn't serve her? Like you people want to do about cakes?
So she ordered food and everything, but then they changed their mind and were like, we're not. And so they asked her to leave, and she left. And there was a thing that came out where on the piece of paper, like, how servers write down the orders and stuff, and it was like their order.
Yeah.
But then on it said 86 Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And
I love that.
Are you familiar with the 86 term?
Oh, no.
Well, whenever you're a server, 86 means like either you're out of something.
Well, I've heard the expression like 86 did or 86 whatever, but I never knew. I thought that was a financial thing, that it came from like bankruptcy or something.
Oh.
Like a kind of, how they say like chapter 11? I thought it was like that. That was like 86 to him. I don't know.
No, it's a server shorthand. And
this is so cool.
Yeah, like if you run out of like ribeyes, then it's 86 ribeyes, and all the servers say 86 ribeyes, 86 ribeyes. But you also, like, if you were to order a burger and say no tomato, then the server says to the chef 86 tomato. So there was a little thing in I think it was Atlantic or something, but it was about where that came from. And nobody really knows, but they have a few theories.
I love a good theory about where something like that came from.
So I thought the most clever one was that whenever you would go on the Empire State Building to the deck, when you'd get out, you're on the 86th floor, and the guy would go, 86 all out, and everyone would have to get out of the elevator.
I get goosebumps. That's probably it.
Right, that to me sounded the most believable.
And it seems like an expression that would stem from, like, New York started that. There's no way that expression...
A lot of the articles seem to say that it was somewhere in New York.
Yeah.
And then it talked about diners and how at diners and also, like, ice cream parlors, there were a lot of, like, shorthand numbers, which even if you watch, like, that Guy
31
Fieri,
flavors.
When you watch that Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, a lot of them still do this.
I love the old school diner when it's like...
The jargon.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do they say? Like something's like,
They'll
I
be
want
like,
a one-eyed Jack on a...
I was going to say
on a boat.
black eye. That's so funny. A black-eyed Jack. That's really funny. But they were saying that 86 meant like that a girl walked in that you didn't like. And so you'd say 86 in the door or whatever when at the soda counter. And
But like, where does the 8 and the 6 come from?
That's why the Empire State Building one made more sense.
Yeah,
at
that
least
totally
we could
makes
see.
sense.
But they were saying that the soda counters, they had all the numbers were represented by something.
Oh.
So it was just sequential.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Right.
I want to know what 89 and 88 is then.
They had
or
some of
87.
them.
Wait.
Yeah, they had some of them that were about the various food items. But I don't know. I always wondered that when I was a server, because it's no matter where you work, that is the terminology that you use.
That is so cool. Because like you can create a whole story around that maybe there was one guy who every single Friday he saved up all of his tips and he rode to the top of the Empire State Building because his parents were immigrants who came over and they said, we're going to give you a new life so that you can have the view from the Empire State Building. And so he every single day went to the top and he said 86 all out, and he just took that back with him to the restaurant and he brought that same kind of love for Empire State Building back, and that's how they came up with the New Yorker sandwich.
Wow. I mean, you really filled in the gaps on that.
Trying to, create the narrative here.
Yeah. You really miss out if you don't work in restaurants.
I never did.
They tell you things like salt and pepper shakers when they're on the table, the white's always on the right. Oh. And like when you're like, why? They'll be like, because what if a blind person comes in? And you're like, okay, but
that's also a really good answer.
I know, but like, come
love
on.
that. It's like consistency.
Yeah, I mean,
I always love the bread drink trick. Do you know about this? The B and the D?
No.
With your hands, of which side, when you're setting the table, which side, because I'm a lefty, I always reach for the drink on my left side. But if you're sitting at a round table, sometimes that's not your drink. So if you make a B and a D with your hands.
Like the A-OK symbol.
Like the A-OK symbol. With the right and left, the hand that makes the B is the side that the bread's going to be on, and the hand that makes the D is the side that your drink is going to be on.
That's interesting. I never heard that one.
I have to use it almost every time I'm sitting down. Because I forget.
It's real confusing for you.
Got it. That's my drink.
That's a handy tip, though.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Huh.
I just recently learned that, so that's probably why it's like fresh in my mind.
You know what we should all be glad about is how now they make the ketchup bottles that are colored red.
Yeah.
Because it used to be the case that they were clear.
Gross.
And you would have to marry them. And so, like...
Ew.
But then what would happen
Marry
is...
them?
Yeah, like the half and half bottles of ketchup,
like you combine them. But like that bottom half is never
got
been
changed.
Touched.
And so sometimes people would open up the ketchup and it would explode because it had been like fermented.
Oh my God, I know this explosion of ketchup, and that's why... Dude, you're right.
I know. We were all very happy when they made the red bottles because marrying them sucks as well, just like practically
so you were just doing that because visually it looks, and nobody wants the half of the bottle. Oh.
You have to have a full
This is
bottle.
a really interesting...
Like restaurant. Yeah. What do they call that? Anthony Bourdain's book, Restaurant.
Not Restaurant Wars. No, Kitchen Confidential.
Yeah.
Kitchen
Confidential.
Yeah. Yes.
Did I tell you about the butter?
No. I didn't hear all this stories.
Why is this turning into like a restaurant expose?
This is great.
I was going through an Anthony Bourdain video, wormhole, rabbit hole, whatever, where I was watching him on Oprah, and basically she was trying to figure out why restaurant food is so much yummier. And he was saying...
you don't cook it.
Yeah, he was saying that the main difference between how a cook will make it and you would make it at home is about a stick of butter. By the time you leave...
That's what it feels like sometimes. Yeah.
By the time you leave a French restaurant, you will have eaten more than a stick of butter.
Okay, well, who doesn't like that?
Because he said it's the first thing in the pan and the last thing on the item before you put it out.
Yes.
And then it's
that is like
key.
One of my husband's biggest complaints is I don't use enough butter.
When you cook?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm like trying to health everything up.
Yeah, that is the worst.
So it's like...
And then you come over here and I'm like, you want a Diet Coke?
And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Let me have 4.
Right. But I mean, it made sense when I heard him say that though, because otherwise...
That is the big difference, because I'm thinking about the eggs that I love, diner eggs.
Yeah.
You know, when they're not the kind that are the I'm talking the real stuff. Mm-hmm. There's so much oil on that fry pan, that big griddle, leftover bacon grease.
Yeah.
It's all on there.
Yeah.
And I give zero fucks when I'm, sorry, Linda, when I'm eating it. But at my house, I would get horrible anxiety if somebody put a big stick of butter in the pan before they cooked the eggs. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to have to eat that. That's so many calories.
I know, but I don't want to see it. I just
No,
want to taste it.
Same. But then when I worked at a restaurant for a minute, it was like the shortest minute ever. I learned too many. I was like, nope. Can't work here.
Much.
Nope.
Really?
It's seeing behind the curtain, and I don't want to see that.
I never had that feeling. I would always work where I like to eat because then I could eat it free. And I didn't feel like it got ruined.
Oh, I always thought, I worked at this Italian restaurant, family-owned Italian restaurant, for no joke, a week or two. And then they just stole all my tips, and I was like, I'm out of here. And I remember eating there as like a patron and ordering dessert, and they would bring out this beautiful tiramisu. Then I saw that it came from like it was just this like freeze-dried, disgusting thing that was like in bulk and not homemade and defrosted. And I was like, you had me fooled.
But it tastes good, so who cares?
That's a good point.
Well,
I just like knew what was in it then.
You know what's in my bed?
What?
New sheets.
Oh my goodness.
Brooklyn and baby.
I decided I want all white.
Really?
So I would I need to use that code because I need to go Brooklyn and all white.
What's your reasoning?
Because
it's classic or
yeah,
what?
It feels classic. It feels like summertime. I want to mix
fresh.
it up. I like the fresh,
clean.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I can be, I can say no dogs in the bed because it'll get the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, it's too easy to bring them up and cuddle with me.
Brooklyn and sheets are so comfortable, and it is fun to get new ones. Then you can change the whole look of your room, and you can upgrade your nightly routine. And I don't know, maybe you'll feel more rested even. It's great because it's an online bedding company that cuts out the middleman, so you get really luxurious bedding, but underpriced. You have to try these sheets. I keep telling everybody. They're not marked up like the crazy ones. And the Brooklinen sheets are the best. And they're the most comfortable sheets I've slept on. Brooklinen.com has an exclusive offer just for our listeners. You get $20 off and free shipping when you use promo code BRAIN at Brooklinen.com. Brooklinen is so confident they'll offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all their sheets and comforters. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use promo code BRAIN at Brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, promo code BRAIN. They're the best sheets ever. All right, so I took you behind the curtain of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I have for you. Did you see that all those barrels of bourbon that came crashing to the ground? They had how they store them kind of in this,
on the racks.
Yeah. And
Dude.
it just came crashing down. And
That's so expensive. Right. And they age it for a while, so it's not like you can just make up a new batch.
Right.
Oh.
I know. I didn't say what distillery it was, so maybe it's one that represents a variety of different.
Yeah.
But then a weird sort of side effect was that obviously the barrels also, many of those broke, and then the bourbon went into the water supply and killed a bunch of fish.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm sure they died happy, but...
Oh yeah, I was tossed, but...
By the way, RIP 2 of our fish
no.
day.
Which ones? Norma, Cliff? Who?
Well,
Sam?
I think it's Norm and Cliff,
well,
but there's some debate about that.
we would assume those were the first 2 to go anyway, if you look at the general health.
But they're fine with whiskey and bourbon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have thought that that much bourbon would have even affected a lake. Because,
yeah,
that would have to be a lot of bourbon.
A lot.
And I mean, there were a number of
what's
barrels.
in it isn't that weird?
Yeah. If you saw the picture, though, I mean, I would have to guess how many gallons, but...
A lot.
A hell of a lot. I guess you would have insurance, though, if you're...
Yeah.
So it's covered, right?
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yes. Wait. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. It's got to be covered.
Well, but what about you talk about the wine situation with when the weather's bad and then you just don't get any wine.
Oh, yeah.
What happens in that
nah,
case? It's a loss.
Yeah. It's something about having the product and then something happening to the product, I think.
Yeah. Well, they should probably build better racks.
Yeah. How about this one it's a similar story. Did you hear about the little boy who knocked over the sculpture?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you heard this. Oh. Okay. So.
They did not seem affected, the family. When it happened, there's a video of it, and the parents just kept sitting there.
Like, your child just was crushed by a sculpture. But the crazy thing is that if I were to read you the story and I said one person is, like, trying to get a bunch of money out of the other person, who would you expect to be the person getting the money?
The museum.
Like, to me, it seems like if you had something that could be easy, like, it's not secured.
Interesting.
Like, okay, because I go straight back to our golf cart, or not, the shopping cart story that you told me about Costco and how they were pushing golf carts off the roof.
Yeah.
Or shopping carts off the roof and then hit a lady. And that's their fault.
Yeah.
But Costco was in trouble because they provided an unsafe environment.
But wait a minute.
And I think it's
I
kind
did
of the
not hear
museum's
that
fault.
this kid got hurt.
No, he didn't get hurt, but like, not really hurt. But I'm just saying, like, I
But
would
it's
have
like a $40
imagined the
million
story.
thing or something. Well, how much is this thing?
100,000.
Okay, 100.
And also, it's the artist who's saying that. It says Kansas City artist Bill Lyon said, "I want to be reimbursed for the amount of time that I spent on it and for what I think it's worth." Because the mom was like, "I'm not paying $100,000 for that. That's dumb."
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So there's like a debate on her name, Mrs. Goodman. She says, "I don't want to diminish the value of their art, but I can't pay for that."
Okay. Wait, what the hell museum is this?
It's a community center. It's a community center in Kansas.
Then fuck that. Like, I thought this
not
was
like a
at
museum.
a real museum where they would have a value on the item.
No, and not like, I don't even think there's anything that says like, you're not in a museum setting. This is a community center. It's a kid.
Okay.
And she's like, maybe my son just hugged a torso because he's a loving, sweet, nice boy who just graduated from preschool. He's not going around trying to like knock over priceless works of art or whatever.
I didn't know that. I thought these people were not watching their kid in a very fancy museum.
No. They were at a wedding, and they were at the reception of the wedding, and they were just waiting to say goodbye to the bride and groom or whatever. And as they were waiting, the kid just like goes up and hugs his torso, and the whole thing falls on him. And now the artist is like, "Give me $100 million or $100,000."
Nope.
Yeah, see, I say nope too. I say you should have secured your stupid sculpture better, or put up a sign that says "Don't touch" if you want your money.
Yeah.
It's not even that good of a sculpture.
And you can't just decide how much it's worth.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
That's not how the free market operates.
Local artist. Like, okay.
Maybe
I'm
he
sure it's
said
great,
that amount so that if he got 20, he'd be really excited, you know?
I mean, look at what this sculpture even looks like a little bit. I don't even know what's happening here, but it looks almost more like a Mortal Kombat come to life. Like, I can't see a close-up, but
God.
it's, you know.
I do hate, though, when people don't watch their kids.
Well, yeah, I do too.
Which is what I thought happened in this case, where they were, like, just
not paying attention.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I think they were just like, it's like,
right.
you know, we were just walking through, and the kid was like, look, somebody to hug.
I love that the mom was, like, clapping back.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see what else is next. I'm like, I feel bad because I've been making you tell so many stories.
Oh, well, I just have had so many fun stories to tell you. Have you heard about the saying, the word buffalo and its multiple meanings, and the buffalo saying, the phrase?
No.
That this is a real sentence. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. And if you say it the right way with the right emphasis,
According
it
to
actually
who?
makes sense. So
The
there are
Indian community?
there are three definitions of the word buffalo. There's the city, buffalo. There's a buffalo that's an actual animal. And then there's to buffalo, which means to kind of like tease or bully. So
That sounds made up.
No, it's for real. So the sentence, what the sentence would really be, if you, like more easily decodable sentence, would be buffaloes from Buffalo that other buffaloes from Buffalo bully buffaloes from Buffalo. But you can you could take out all the other words and you can just read buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Have you ever heard buffalo used as a verb before?
No. but apparently it is. And it said it was first appeared in 1967 in a book called Beyond Language, Adventures in Word and Thought. And I heard this sentence and I was like, ooh, I bet brain candy people would enjoy this as much as I do. Susie's not amused, but somebody out there is.
I'm all bitter about it.
Because you could say buffalo, 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 buffalo. And you're technically saying perfectly correct
I don't believe
English.
it because, okay, let's say that buffalo.
There's a flow chart.
Let's say buffalo is a verb.
Yes.
So buffalo? No.
No, it would be, okay, so.
Stop saying it several times.
I won't.
Just
I
use
won't.
the verb one. Some guy.
From this place.
Yeah.
That other guys
Yeah.
from this place bully.
No, don't say bully. Say the
Buffalo.
So the form you're choosing
Yeah,
is
as a verb, uncommon in regular usage, to buffalo means to bully, harass, or
Okay.
intimidate,
Fine.
or to baffle.
So is it he buffalo, they buffalo, we buffalo, or are there different forms of the verb?
Ooh. As a verb, to buffalo. Oh, we're going to have to look this up now.
That's what I'm taking issue
Buffalo
with.
is the verb. Okay, good. Verb, buffalo. This is good. We're getting somewhere with this.
We're
Okay.
cracking the case on
Yeah.
something that no one cares about.
Oh, yes.
Thank
you can say
you.
she didn't like being buffaloed.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that sentence, is buffalo the animal singular?
Yes.
So who?
Oh, it's actually plural because it's buffalo, buffalo. So it's buffalo from buffalo. So technically it would be a collective of
okay.
buffalo.
So it's plural.
Yes.
So is the plural verb version?
Okay. I see.
So would it be? So it'd be like whatever they would be.
Uh-huh. Plural. Okay. Third person present. Buffaloes. Past tense. Buffaloed. Past participle.
See,
Buffaloed.
this is
Present
what I'm saying.
participle. Buffaloing.
So it should say buffalo, buffalo, buffaloes in that first sentence you said.
Because it's third. Oh.
Or no, wait. No.
It's right.
Yeah, you're right. I'm
Yeah.
mad now.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not
Follow
we.
the flow chart.
It's not.
We'll put it in the what do we have?
Screen grab that and send
I
it
will.
to me.
I'm
All right.
totally going to. But
I'm
when I
all-
read that, I was like so tickled. I'm like, ooh, buffalo,
Why
buffalo,
do
buffalo,
you get
buffalo,
tickled by
buffalo,
stuff and I get
buffalo,
mad?
buffalo.
Damn it. I wish
so
I had
funny
your
to me.
personality.
Oh, Susie's like, I don't believe it. Just like, what was the doctor who like said that her cilantro thing could like be retrained? She's like, nope, lies. He's a neuroscientist from Northwestern, but it must be all lies.
Right, I still don't believe that
Oh,
guy.
that's so funny.
Did you read that the trees in Yosemite are stressed?
I bet. Everybody in California is stressed right now. Why would the trees be any exception? And their friend, the one that General Douglas, like, was like a big one, either fell down or the one that you used to be able to drive through,
Yeah.
like got hit by lightning or something terrible happened. And it was like the
Sure
tree.
did. It's terrible.
So if they're watching the oldest guy take a tumble, they're like, well, we're next.
If
We're
you're
stressed.
One way to get rid of stress is to have a beautiful box of FabFitFun delivered to your door.
God, I got my own.
What did you get in yours though?
I got really good stuff.
Okay, did you get the Foreo, I think it is called, exfoliating thing?
No.
Oh my God. Did you get a towel? Is that what?
No.
Oh, wow.
But I got a really cute makeup bag.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
adorable
I saw
makeup
that.
bag.
Well, I'm going to show you this before you leave.
Oh my God, I love a new
It
makeup
vibes.
case.
This exfoliating thing vibrates.
Oh, get out of
And-
town.
Yeah, you put it on your face or whatever. It retails at $90 if
What?
you buy it by yourself. And it has sensors on it. It'll tell you how old your skin is.
Stop it.
Yes! I'm
Okay, I'm going to have to
into
use
it.
yours. Oh my
Okay,
God, this is
okay.
exciting.
Every
Good
box-
products.
Every box is full of full-size fashion, beauty, home, fitness, and wellness products. Yeah, Foreo Luna Fofo is what it's called. It retails at $89. And it just launched, and it has an app on my phone. That's how I know.
Out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Maybe I do have that. I just didn't look long enough. I just
She
got
didn't
too
get through it
distracted
yet.
by the makeup bag, and I was like,
They have tons of stuff in the summer box, and it's, as you can tell, really fun stuff that we're into. There's a contour palette. There's, like I said, I saw somebody got a towel, real cute.
oh, I love that.
Sign up for FabFitFun today to get your summer box. The FabFitFun summer box is in limited supply, and the boxes always sell out. Use our code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use our code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box.
Well, now I know why, because I got the editor's box, so I have different stuff. So now I have to go back and get the summer box.
Yes.
Yeah, because I want that thing.
It.
That's a really good price.
It's so awesome.
I just need to know how old my skin is every day. It's like a scale for your skin.
Mine went down 3 years since I started using it. And I'm like, is it this thing? I've been using the exfoliator.
Oh, shit. Maybe that. Oh, I need to find out
Right.
how. I want to know everything.
We'll test you. Okay, wait. Yeah. So, hold on. Sorry. So I wanted to know, what?
There was one more thing about the
trees.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
talk about the trees, but I forgot to mention the really big thing about bubonic plague.
Oh my God, what?
That the reason, because you were saying, why is this happening again? Because the place in Madagascar where it was a really big problem was because there was a long-running tradition with the locals called Famadihana, where the locals dig up the bodies of their deceased relatives and dance with them.
Sarah.
Yeah. I saw this and I was like, no, I can't just leave that.
She buried the lead about a buried
About unburied leads. And lead like dancing. Look what you did there.
That's
Crazy,
bonk,
right?
Bonk, bonk.
Yeah. So they were like, yo, locals, can't be doing that shit anymore. It's giving you guys the bubonic plague.
Okay.
So there we go. Now we can see where it's coming from. It's infected, dead flesh plus fleas equals bubonic plague.
Whoa.
Okay. How about them trees?
Well, I was just reading about how they're moving parking lots basically away from the trees because all the exhaust and also just the weight of the cars and stuff is stressing those trees out.
Oh my God. What are the signs of a stressed tree? A lot of sap runoff?
They didn't say sap, but they just said that the scientists have been like
Pine needles, like hair loss, like people?
I guess so. And also the roots, like something about the roots, like are whatever. And I'm like, wow, that makes me sad.
It makes me really sad because also doesn't that make you think, like, we're both people who live with a lot of plants in our house.
Yeah.
And I feel a connection to these, like, to plants.
It's life.
It totally is. And I think we don't take this, that movie, everybody else laughed at me when I said this movie was like, we should pay more attention to it than, it was the M. Night Shyamalan movie where there was a chemical enzyme that the trees were releasing that like came through the wind and it was killing people. And it was like, people couldn't,
Yeah.
they didn't know what it was, but it was basically the plants got stressed. And when they got stressed, they secreted a enzyme that when inhaled was toxic to humans.
Wow.
And I'm like, that doesn't sound like it. I mean, give it a couple more generations and plants are going to be like, fuck you guys, you're ruining this place. We're going to kill you off because what does a species do when it has an invader? Like, you fight back, you get rid of it.
It's really a dilemma, though, because you want people to want to go out in nature and not just stay in their houses and stuff.
Oh my gosh, this is making me think of so much stuff.
Yeah, so like you want tourists, like, because that's means we
the
care.
caves in Thailand,
Right.
Machu Picchu Trail.
Right. But then there's a price to pay. Yes. So you have to be really discerning about, like, how do we handle it?
What we need to do.
Okay. Sarah's on it.
I'm on the case. We need to make everyday nature. People need to, like those places are like tourist destinations.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can get a lot of what you get at those places maybe in your own backyard. Like, get those nature itches, like, spread it out. You know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
Like, they're making, like, I don't know. Well, maybe it
I
has to
think
do with
the
the parks
experts-
departments and things
Yeah,
like that.
the experts need to be in
Yes.
charge of like what the heck.
Yeah, and we need to like expand the parks programs, and I think like
Well, that
make
ain't
other.
happening.
I know. Don't even get me started. God, freaking A.
I like when you're bitter though.
I just wish the Native Americans would just take everything back and just run it again because
Yeah,
we're running
let's
things in the
put
ground.
this on them.
No, I'm saying that we shouldn't have ever stepped in the first place. I'm saying they had all the answers.
Oh, right.
And we were like,
Yeah, but like we mess everything up.
Yes,
and then we're like, you know
exactly.
what? You guys go ahead.
they're like, we mess everything up. Everything. And they had it all right to begin with.
Yeah.
Connection to nature, being one with the land. And we're like, let's see how much money we can get out of it. Just drill in it and ruin everything around it. It's like Wall-E.
This is
We're
why
gonna be
people shouldn't go
blobs.
camping. I'm anti-camp.
No, that is not the answer.
No.
We should camp more, but in other places that aren't just Yosemite.
Yeah.
We need to love
You
all
never
nature.
hear, or maybe you do, but I've never heard like Grand Canyon having big problems.
Oh, that's a good point. Me neither.
I mean, maybe because the hole got bigger. Like, what's the
Right.
real
It
threat?
eroded more. Right. The Colorado River has already done its job. You know, and
Right.
you know what? Maybe though I'm thinking that that's like a desert environment where you're not really going to notice a bunch. There's not, you know, there aren't
Right.
like big sequoias that are.
Yeah,
we've
go
got,
there.
You know, yeah, go to the Grand Canyon.
That's what the Brady Bunch did. Remember, Bobby and Cindy got lost and they ran.
Oh, and then somebody was riding donkeys or mules in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
kind of
they-
remember Alice on a mule.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember this.
And then they ran into Jimmy Pacaya, the Native American boy.
Oh, come on.
And then they were eating like hot dogs and beans out of their flashlight.
Out of their flashlight, like heating
Like-
it up with a flashlight.
I think Cindy had stored it in there where you put a battery.
Yeah.
It was real intense. But they found them. Don't worry.
Bunch. Oh, good.
They're not lost still.
Once my brother got lost in the woods.
It's no joke.
No, it really isn't a joke.
Right.
Like they went back to the car and like lost it somehow.
You hear,
and
like-
it was snowing. Like there was snow on the ground, and they were rock climbing and were in shorts. And like the sun went down, and he said he would never been colder, and he thought he was just going to be lost out there forever.
You hear this like once a year. It'll be like they just went out to. They made a wrong turn,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know, they're in the middle of nowhere.
Ever.
Anyway, we gotta go.
Really?
We really do, Sarah.
Thank
Saved
goodness
all
I
those.
got the buffaloes in there.
I'm still mad about it,
You're still going to buffalo me about
and I'm
it?
still wrong about it. That's the worst. I can't handle it.
No, I'll buffalo you about it for the rest of your life.
See you next time. Bye.